Well, hi. Welcome to Ajay and Nathan Discuss Movies, the show where we discuss movies, both old and new. Today, we have seen a summer blockbuster, the biggest summer blockbuster of the year. And what is that movie, Ajay?
Oh, dude, it's Fly Me to the Moon.
The space program is a bloated mess.
NASA needs a marketing specialist, and you are the very best.
Excuse me? What are you doing here?
I tracked you down because I felt we had a connection.
What?
I'm joking. I work here now to sell the moon.
It's Fly Me to the Moon.
Fly Me to the Moon. We're
Channing
excited for
Tatum.
it. Channing ScarJo. The gang's back.
The gang's back. We've been waiting years for this. Finally, we can prove the moon landing was a hoax.
Yes, it's important that we handle the big things, which is the fake moon landing that happened back in 1969.
Directed by Stanley Kubrick, possibly his greatest achievement. No, we're kidding.
No, we're not. Obviously, as you know from the title, we're discussing Deadpool
And
Wolverine.
Wolverine,
No
yep.
and, just Deadpool Wolverine.
Deadpool X Wolverine,
Yeah.
yes. And Ajay, would you like to tell us what Deadpool and Wolverine is about?
All right, so Deadpool Wolverine is a buddy cop film, sorry, scratch that, satirical film about superhero movies in which it stars Ryan Reynolds as Wade Wilson, Deadpool, and Hugh Jackman as Logan, Wolverine, as they are sent into the void.
Yes.
Not the Noid, which is a common, or which is the Domino's villain back in the 90s for 30-minute delivery guarantees, but it's the Void. And they're sent by a TV executive, supposedly by Disney, I'd say?
By
I don't know, by TVA?
The TVA, which is a whole thing in the Marvel universe. It's like 9 different shows that you have to watch to
Yeah.
understand what they do.
With the Timekeepers, which was big in Loki.
Yeah.
So yeah, they get sent into the Void, where the main villain of the Void is played by Emma Corrin of Cassandra Nova.
Yes.
Hijinks, hilarity, emphasis on hilarity.
Ready to die.
Wait! Time!
You look ridiculous. People have waited decades for this fight. It's not going to be easy.
Yes, multiverse shenanigans.
Ensue.
And Ajay, what were your overall thoughts on Deadpool and Wolverine?
This was one of the best films of all time. This was one of the best films. No, I really enjoyed my time while watching this film. This is one of the best out of the trilogy, out of the Deadpool trilogy.
Yeah.
It was campy. It was satirical. It was everything I wanted it to be and more. I thought it was a great homage to the 20th Century Fox X-Men
Yes.
projects. The post-credit scene at the end where they sort of give not post-credit scene, but the mid-credit scene at the end where they give like a little bit of paying dues, paying respects to the X-Men trilogy and the 20th Century Fox with Green Day's Good Riddance, Time of Your Life being played.
Yeah. That really just strikes a chord.
Yeah, it really does. Really 2000s coded right there.
Oh, absolutely.
But yeah, it was fun. It was enjoyable. I enjoyed this in the same way that I enjoy like a taco from Taco Bell.
Yeah. It's not nutritional, but in that moment, boy, is it the best thing you've ever eaten.
It's great.
And then your stomach just implodes on itself.
Yeah. How did you feel about it?
This movie was bloated, nonsensical, and unabashedly stupid, and I loved every single minute of it. I really liked this movie.
I love it so much. Halfway through the movie, I was like, you know what? Long live Bob Iger.
Yeah.
Long live Disney. I support their monopolization of the movie theaters. I support the fact that 20 screens are the movie theaters at AMC and 18 of them are being played by Inside Out 2 and Deadpool Wolverine. I support the eradication of independent film.
As of yesterday, Disney came to the ArcLight people and said, no.
Wow.
You are going to play Star Wars in the Cinerama Dome for the entire holiday season. And if you don't, if you honor your deal with the Hateful Eight, we will not allow you to have Star Wars. The biggest movie in the world, we will not allow you to show it at any of your ARC-like movie theaters.
Yep.
While watching this movie, I genuinely had that thought in mind.
Let them all die. I want my Mickey Mouse.
Yes.
But no, yeah, this movie is just so unashamedly just like dumb and goofy that it's hard not to get wrapped up in it. Like from the very opening, that opening dance number to NSYNC's Bye Bye Bye, just you understand what you're gonna get.
Yeah.
Just
Which was a great scene, by the way. The fights were great.
Yeah,
the slow
the action
motion
was
of
really
it
good.
all. I thought it was great, and I think we can all agree that NSYNC was the better boy band to Backstreet Boys.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Easily. JT, get on the podcast.
Yeah.
Walking our way was a guy with a huge blinged-out medallion. He was flanked by 2 giant security guards. Jay got all excited and said so loud, "Oh yeah, faux shiz, genuine. What's up, homie?"
We want Joey Fatone. We want Joey Fatone on the podcast. Come on the pod, Joey Fatone.
Oh God, yeah. What can we say about this movie without getting into spoilers? Because it is there's a lot of little surprises.
Yes, there's a lot of
in the
cameos in the film. I would honestly say that this is like the superhero version equivalent of like a Super Bowl commercial.
Kinda, yeah. I was thinking a couple things about this movie that it felt like an SNL sketch at times.
On down to Liquorville.
It felt like an episode of Community. It felt like those episodes of like Futurama where they like travel to like alternate realities, or they have just like episodes where it's like, well, what if this specific thing happened in the name of just like a funny joke? And that's basically this movie. It is just one constant just like farce, one after another. Like the plot itself is like kind of hard to keep track of because so many times the movie just focuses for like a good 20 minutes on just like a single comedy bit or like an action scene. So when the actual like story comes back, it's like, oh, I forgot there was stuff happening. It wasn't just like goofy ha-has.
It felt like if Adam Sandler wore a cape and tights.
You're in big trouble though, pal. I eat pieces of shit like you for breakfast.
You eat pieces of shit for breakfast?
It was an Adam Sandler film.
This is a Happy Madison production in association with Marvel.
Yeah. I mean, there's nothing more to that. That's all it is.
Yeah, it's just a goofy, fun little like parody film.
Yeah.
And it felt kind of refreshing. I think we were saying earlier before like we started recording, just like it felt good that there's been a break kind of like between like the last Deadpool movie and like kind of like with superhero movies in general. So like when you come into this, there's something about it that just kind of hits, you know. Like,
you don't need to know about the timekeepers or Loki.
Not really.
It's not that important. You can just watch this film, even if you're not a fan of superhero movies or understand the canon of what's happening.
Yeah.
You can still watch this movie and with fresh eyes and enjoy it. Because even though this is the last film of a supposed trilogy, most of the characters besides the ones in Deadpool 1, they're not really there. Like, Zazie Beetz' character is not there. Josh Brolin's character is not there.
No.
But overall, the fight sequences was great. There's one fight sequence where Wolverine and Deadpool fight in a Honda Odyssey.
Oh my God.
And it's just overly gratuitous to the point where I'm like, there's no need for this amount of blood here.
That's possibly like the best scene in the movie is that minivan fight. It's so fun. It's predicated by like they're just like having this like argument. Like I was like kind of like iffy on Hugh Jackman returning. Like I thought like it wouldn't work out, but it works for this movie, and also he's giving a solid performance. A solid performance. Like the movie really hinges on like these two characters having chemistry, and they have so much chemistry, and they really works like them bouncing off one another, giving Ryan Reynolds and Deadpool like a real solid like anchor to like bounce off of like makes the comedy like really work for the movie. They have such a great back and forth.
Yeah, I mean, as you said, the entire movie hinges on their dynamic between the two of those characters. And there are moments where Ryan Reynolds would bring the levity, and then Hugh Jackman would speak, and he would be on screen, and it just brought it back down.
Yeah, he does a good job of like grounding stuff so it doesn't get too far out of the way.
I mean, it's a buddy cop film. You know, while watching this, I was thinking, it's like, the nice guys.
Give me your left arm.
Huh?
Your left arm. Give me your left arm. This one.
No.
Yeah, come on.
No. No.
Did you cut yourself?
I'm dealing with an injury.
Right. Look, when you're talking to your doctor, just tell him you have a spiral fracture of the left radius.
No. No.
Deep breath.
There were so many times where I was like watching this film, like, I've seen like films of this nature, but not within the superhero genre.
Yeah, no, and it really works with this movie. They lean so hard into like the absurdity, and just like now that, you know, they drop this character into the big Disney universe, like he has so many more like just like toys to play with. Like you can tell like they just kind of went wild with as much like dumb, goofy comic book crap as they could possibly do. Yeah. And I think it really pays off in the movie. Do we want to get into like the spoilers of it? The more like
totally
front forward like cameos.
Yeah, spoilers. There are cameos in this movie, as we said before, but we'll just include a spoiler alert so you guys can, you know, if for those of you who haven't watched it, because apparently this made $500 million in its opening weekend.
We're never getting new movies ever again.
Long live Ryan Reynolds' never-ending quest to become a billionaire. Long live that.
Subscribe to Mint Mobile if you haven't,
and buy some aviation gin while you're at it. And go support everything Blake Lively does. Even with that horrendous rom-com, It Ends With Us.
I want to see you again.
Now you see me.
You know what I mean.
That was gibberish to me. I have no idea what that is.
It's so bad. All right, let's get into the cameos.
Yes, I want to say right off the bat, Channing Tatum as Gambit is one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life. He looks so stupid. He sounds so stupid when he walks out and there's like the slow motion dramatic music. I died for about 5 minutes straight. It was so ridiculous. And his weird New Orleans, like, oh no, my mama, she gave birth to me in the war and it was blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, I think at one point Ryan Reynolds or Deadpool was like, can you say that again for people?
It's like, who's your dialect coach? The Minions? So stupid. And they even got Wesley Snipes as Blade back.
And they said retard in it.
They did. Wow, we're back in the 90s. Felt so good. Yeah. That is literally Wesley Snipes' first line. It's like, she call me retarded?
It's great. That's great. The jokes mostly hit. There were a few times where the jokes didn't really hit.
Yeah.
Like there was one time where I think Emma Corrin's or Casanova gets out of her wheelchair, and Deadpool's like, "Oh, ableist joke. The woke mob won't like that."
Yeah.
So I'm like, don't say that. Don't do that kind of shit.
There's definitely some jokes in this movie that are not going to age well. Yeah. Like, not just like in years, but like in like weeks. There's at one point he says something. He's like, "Let this man cook," and I cringed so hard. I also laughed because it was terrible, but I just thought, like, flash forward like a month from now, that's gonna be so bad. It's gonna be awful. But like, I don't know. It's just so unashamed. It's so just like silly. There's like 1,000 jokes per minute, and like not all of them are hitting. Some are getting like maybe like the it's like a just quick exhale, but like some just like really hits.
Yeah,
just like it really feels like they're just throwing everything at the wall and seeing what sticks. And I'd say the ratio is more than often it's kind of sticking.
Deadpool like take a boom operator or a boom mic like halfway through a scene?
Yeah, I think it was like halfway through the scene he like grabs the camera.
Yeah, he's like suck it, Fox.
He's like, fuck you, Fox, I'm going to Disney World, and like headbutts the camera. It's like that weird absurdist stuff really works in the movie where they just like gloves off and just like just go all in on the cheese and the camp.
Yeah, while watching this movie I was like, this is what the Matrix Resurrections should have been if the Wachowskis didn't have a stick up their rear.
Now what? Things have changed, the market's tough. I'm sure you can understand why our beloved parent company, Warner Brothers, has decided to make a sequel to the trilogy.
What?
They informed me they're going to do it with or without us.
I thought they couldn't do that.
Oh, they can. And they made it clear they'll kill our contract if we don't cooperate.
Yeah, the Matrix Resurrections wants to parody the studio system and the Matrix movies, but it also kind of wants to be taken seriously. Deadpool and Wolverine doesn't have a serious bone in its body. It makes fun of everything. It does not care. It's as if the conception of this film was they saw all the criticism of like the past 10 years about like superhero movies, Deadpool, just like they saw like Martin Scorsese, like it's just theme park rides, and then creating this movie, they said, let's make a theme park ride.
And it's going to gross $1 billion, and it's going to make more money than Martin Scorsese could ever make.
We are going to murder every other film around us and within our own genre.
You know that Grim Reaper of just like him knocking on doors?
Just like it's one at a time,
of just like trap, alien Romulus.
It's like you're all dead. You have all been acquired by Disney. You've been sent to the void.
I mean, and they poke fun of that, as you were mentioning. They poke fun of that as well. Of just like at one point at the end, near the end of the film, like Wade Wilson is just like, "You'll be doing this until you're 90."
Yeah, no, it's so weird that it is making fun of its own genre, its own like,
and you're entering into a low point.
Welcome to the MCU. You're entering at kind of a low point. It's so weird because like I think of that, and then I think of like, did you also get a trailer for Captain America 4?
That looks so trash.
It looks god awful.
Harrison Ford as the president?
Harrison Ford as Red Hulk. Do you know what Red Hulk is? He's the Hulk, but red.
Oh.
That's it.
This is the kind of genius they're cooking up with Walt Disney.
Yeah, no, I see the trailer for that, and then I watch this movie, and it's like, it's so weird, because it's like, Deadpool and Wolverine, like, almost, like, shoots Marvel directly in the back of the head, kind of, and then we're expected to, like, watch Captain America 4 and care about what's happening in that movie, because I see the trailer for that and it's like it's taking itself so seriously. It's like, Captain America, you're a criminal, the Red Hulk is gonna fight you, power is changing. It's like, and then I just think about like Deadpool like just like falsely just like saluting Captain America. It's like it's all so dumb.
Yeah. This was a self-inflicted gunshot wound.
Yeah.
Because while this film will make a lot of money, and it's already made half its money back in the box office, people won't take it seriously.
Yeah, no, it's like, where do you go from here? Like, because like immediately after this movie came out, they like brought back Robert Downey Jr.
Oh, as Doom.
Yeah, they brought back the Russo brothers, and it's like, that's the kind of stuff that like this movie is making fun of. And like, you expect me to like care that this is what's next for you? It reeks of desperation, and it's just very sad.
Yeah, it's very sad. But there were a few other cameos that we have to talk about.
Oh, yes.
There's one big cameo when they enter into the Mad Max Void Fantasyland, where they meet Chris Evans.
Yes.
Ryan Reynolds is trying to cue up the anticipation for Chris Evans trying to be Captain America. And what do we get instead, Nathan?
Flame on!
Whoa, guys, look. Now picture that, but everywhere.
It's the Fantastic Four. Chris Evans as the Flaming Torch or the Human Torch. I forget which one. The fire guy from Fantastic Four. That's who Chris Evans is playing, and it's hilarious. He literally flies up into the sky, loses his fire powers, drops directly on his balls, and just slumps over.
In my theater, there was an applause break for that.
Oh my god. For him being introduced or him falling on his dick?
No. For him being introduced.
Okay. That's so funny.
Yeah. For him being introduced as the Human Torch. There was an applause break for that. So, yeah, cameos were great. I thought Jennifer Garner as Elektra was great.
Oh, yeah.
Wesley Snipes as the way we mentioned that was great. I love the soundtrack to this film.
It is. It's a really good, like, there are a lot of, like needle drops that I think really work for the scenes, for the action, the comedy, and just like the normal score itself is pretty cool. It's like this cool, like kind of like synth in the background.
Like a Prayer was great.
Oh my god,
that really makes the entire film what it is.
Yeah, that song was like all over the trailers, and it was used really well. And then when it comes up in the movie, it just works really well. Yeah. It's like none of this should work.
That's been like the one constant theme with every Deadpool movie is that at least the soundtrack is great.
Yeah, no, they've all been pretty consistent. At the very least, with the Deadpool movies, there is a consistency.
The only thing that I didn't really care about were the villains. I think that's the constant like low point, or that's the constant error that MCU always makes, is that like we don't know about the intentions of these villains. Apparently, like Cassandra Nova wants to destroy both universes and only have the Void.
Yeah.
Which is like, I don't know what that means. I don't know why she wants to do that. The TVA, I'm like, what he's saying kind of makes sense. Like, am I wrong?
I really don't remember what his name's like. Dr. Paradox?
Yeah.
Mr. Paradox?
Paradox, I think.
Something. Yeah, Paradox something. Played by Matthew Macfadyen from Succession. But he is great in the role. He is a fun villain, fun character, great actor. But yeah, no, every time the movie stops to like actually like discuss the plot, give the characters some emotional beats, or like give the villains like their motivations, it feels like whiplash, because like prior to that we spend like 20 minutes on like either a joke or an action scene, and it's all very engaging and fun and goofy, and then you get to the movie just like throwing nonsense words at you, like, we have to get the Time Ripper to destroy the universe, or the TVA, the brain scrambles of the voids, and we've been pruned into the void. It's like,
the third act kind of was
happening?
Too expo heavy.
Yeah, but then on the other side of it, the movie's also like making fun of that as well. And so it's just so
There are moments
weird.
in the film where it's like, Deadpool just looks at the camera, he's like, oh, we're almost there, guys.
He's like, we're in the home stretch, people. Just hang on.
Yeah.
And it's weird, because the movie's only like, what, 2 hours and some change?
Yeah, 8 minutes.
Yeah, no, so like, it's not a long movie, but it definitely like can feel a little long, just because there's really no pacing. It's like, it doesn't feel like a movie. It feels like an episode of the Deadpool Adventures.
Yeah.
And you're just watching him hop around when they're in the void, and it shows like these like other like Marvel characters, just like extras from X-Men. Looks so silly.
Yeah.
It just looks like people at like Comic-Con. Like the juggernaut that they have is hilarious. He looks so dumb.
Yeah. Yeah. It was a good movie, the same way a taco at Taco Bell is a good food.
Yeah, no, it's the fast food of movies, but like it's so much fun. I can't get over, like, I'm talking shit, but like I'm doing it in like a loving manner.
Yeah.
I want to say to you, Deadpool and Wolverine, you're stupid and I love you.
Yeah.
Is what I'm trying to get across.
That's like I think that's the title of a rom-com.
Yeah, you're stupid. Starring Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah. There was a joke about a Ryan Reynolds rom-com in this movie.
There was.
The proposal.
Sandra Bullock.
Hello?
Ryan Reynolds.
Oh.
Oh my God!
Naked!
Why are you wet?
The Proposal.
That got the biggest laugh in the entire theater for me.
Ryan Reynolds as that character, the character of Nice Pool, is so... he shows...
Talking about different variations of Deadpool, how do you feel about that old boy sequence?
The old boy sequence? I liked it.
Yeah.
I liked it. It was pretty good. Like, the one-shot fight is such a gimmick at this point, but I'll always watch it because it's a gimmick that is... like 9 times out of 10, like really done well. I can't remember a time where there's been like a one-shot fight and it hasn't been kind of well done. And also the idea of like all the multiple Deadpools coming at that also got such a big laugh.
They regenerate and then they see Rob Delaney and then they all like hug him and love him.
Just like Peter, we all have a Peter. There was like a Deadpool that was just like a floating head with like a propeller on.
Yeah.
I have no idea what it was. For the end of that scene, they show like the baby Deadpool.
Yeah.
I wanted them to shoot that baby Deadpool. It would have been so funny if just bang.
I think at one point Ryan Reynolds played Nice Pool or something.
Yeah,
and he gets shot. And there's like this huge like scene between like Deadpool and Ryan Reynolds without the mask, and like that entire scene was hilarious.
It's so good. Like you said, like the proposal joke where he's like, "Oh yeah, I can also break the fourth wall." Turns to camera, just says, "The proposal." It's so wonderful.
What were some of the biggest like reactions in the theater? Because this is one of those movies where like people will have reactions to it, and it will be a very heartwarming movie that people will come together and love.
Yeah, no.
So what were some of those moments in your screen?
It definitely was a good theater experience. Like usually we talk about our theater experiences kind of being nightmares, but for this one, everything kind of worked out like perfect storm. Like I think the biggest laugh everyone in the theater had collectively was spoilers, but we're
already past
we're
that.
knee deep in spoilers, but when he's traveling through just like trying to find a new Wolverine, he gets to the one that's like the comic accurate Wolverine who's like
just short,
4 feet tall. People died in their seats when they just saw, because it's just such a weird, absurd image that really got such a killer out of everyone. Again, like Channing Tatum as Gambit showing up died. Like me, I was dying mostly because that was one of the dumbest things I've ever seen. Blade showing up, just
Wasn't there a joke about Jennifer Garner's marriage to Ben Affleck?
There was. they're like listing off all the other like side Marvel characters who died. Just like, oh, we sent in Punisher and Daredevil, they didn't come back. He looks at Jennifer Garner, he's like, oh my god, Daredevil died, I'm so sorry. She's like, it's fine. So it's not a big deal, it's fine. Oh god, just so
this
so crazy.
This was a fun movie.
At the end of the day, it's just such unfiltered fun.
Yeah, I mean, at my theater, like, first of all, there are a lot of fat people in my theater. I don't know about you. A lot of fat people, a lot of fatties in the theater. But everyone was happy. There were kids in my screening. I saw the trailers, the previews for the before this movie, and I'm like, why are all these like PG rated movies before a rated R movie? Like, why are there so many movies that like are for children? And then I take one good look. And there's like at least like 30 kids in my screening.
See, that's weird because in my screening, like beforehand, they play the trailer for Anora, Shawn Baker's movie. Yeah,
I mean, you watched it at Independent. I watched it at AMC. There's a difference.
And we did, and there were like a family that like brought their kids, and I just thought it was funny that they're just like, oh, we're gonna watch a Disney movie, and then a trailer for like a salacious sex film shows up on screen. I'm like, ha ha.
Yeah.
Explain to your kids what a prostitute is.
Yeah, a lot of fatties, but again, I gotta say, everyone was happy. You know, kids were taking pictures in front of the Deadpool Wolverine cutout before I entered in the theater. The theater was packed.
Yeah, no, I had a pretty full theater myself.
People were buying concessions. I mean, this is like this year's version of Barbie Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
But through the Disney lens.
Through the Disney lens, I get it did work out that there was time, like we haven't had a superhero movie in a while, so now this comes along. That seems to be the strength with the Deadpool movies, because the first one comes out like 2016 comes out. People are like, oh my god, this is so different and so crazy than any other superhero movie, and makes like so much money. And now we've got some time like between like its sequel. They have a bunch of Marvel fumbles up until now, and then we have this movie coming out, kind of like taking a piss on the whole thing, turning it into a farce. It has so much ammunition, is what it has, just like with years of pop culture to just kind of scathe at.
Yeah.
And that is the strength.
Yeah, it's taken me a while to realize this, but all Ryan Reynolds is that he's basically a corporate, more sanitized version of Daniel Tosh. It's the exact same person. It's the exact same, like same humor, same joke delivery, same way of being smarmy and smuggy, but still like being tongue-in-cheek about it. It's all Daniel Tosh.
I can see that. No, I see that. Yeah. Yeah, you're kind of right. They do also look very alike.
They look alike as well.
Yeah.
So
I actually wrote a career suicide note. Would you like to hear it? Dear Jews.
It was a fun watch.
It's a fun watch. It's not the greatest superhero movie ever made. It's also not the death of cinema.
No.
It's not either of those things.
If anything, it marks a slow decay of superhero movies.
Yeah, it's this weird kind of like, how do you go from when you've already willingly self-parodied yourself? Because you either have to actually start making, real good movies that can stand on their own and not just be placeholders in a big cinematic universe schedule, or you're just going to go back to what you've been doing, get Robert Downey Jr. for $80 million, and just hope and pray that people love Red Hulk.
Yeah.
It's cinema, in short.
So anyways, wrap up our thoughts. We loved it.
Loved it.
We loved it.
Just so much fun.
Long live Ryan Reynolds. Long live Bob Iger.
Long live Disney.
Long live Disney. Mickey Mouse won again. The Mickey will take its revenge. It will have its vengeance. But I think that's it for us.
That's about it. Yeah,
that's it. Watch it, don't watch it, but it was fun regardless.
It is a good time at the movies, and if that's all you want, then you're gonna get that in spades.
Yeah, this is gonna be the highest grossing film
ever made
of this year. Isn't that something?
Hey, get ready for Deadpool and Wolverine Part 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah. I'm gonna walk down to Electric Avenue. All right. I think that's it for us.
That's it.
Bye.
Bye.